I'm Harry.
Oh, and I'm Richard.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but this is Dead Decks.
Yep, we'll see you later. Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Yeah. Go enjoy whatever it is you actually watched. Not this.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. What I could. Whatever. We're trying to make a rule. At least wait 30 seconds before we say fuck.
I don't know that we've made it 20 seconds yet, so we're working on it.
We're slowly ramping it up.
We're doing the 1% better per time kind of a deal. Incremental change. Because we can't change that shit immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, done did it now. You might as well just fuck right through it.
Fuck it all.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking drinking this shit.
You alright?
Let's show that.
Yeah.
We're drinking something new, and we're not sure if we like it yet.
It's not technically bourbon even.
I think it's pronounced Michter's, but who the fuck knows?
Michter's,
Michter's, I don't know.
Michter's.
Sour mash. It's not even bourbon. It's just whiskey. I mean, you can tell it's whiskey, but it's way different than bourbon.
Yeah, that sour mash is true to name. It's a little on the sour side.
I just noticed it was small batch. Wasn't paying attention to that, so I guess could get a vastly different experience. But
yeah, and it's not bad. It's growing on me.
It's all right. It's good. You know you're drinking something.
Yeah, I've had a few sips of other stuff as well already. So you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
never do reviews after like your third glass. Everything starts tasting good.
that's right. What are we talking about today, Rich?
Card game types.
Card game types. What the fuck is that?
Oh, it's like a bad fucking used car commercial. What do you mean best deals of the year? I'm talking about
I want a Toyota Highlander too.
all these fucking words that get thrown around. We're going to talk about what some of those mean, at least what we think they mean.
Yeah, feel free to disagree with us and give us your opinions, and then we'll completely ignore them. So
yeah, exactly. The first one being collectible and or trading card game.
or trading. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that one means. I think we did a video on that.
Yeah, we're pretty set in our definitions of those terms, and we use those interchangeably as well. Whether other people do or not, don't really care. But we most of our videos, if it's talking about a specific game, we'll label it CCG/TCG, trying to hit them algorithms.
Yep, I think I've heard people say trading card is the newer expression. I still normally probably say collectible more often, but
Likewise.
But yeah, whatever.
I think they're interchangeable and mean exactly the same thing. It's randomized crap that you get, you like, you keep, you make stuff with it, and it's better and it's cooler and it's great.
Yeah, I figured we'd. I looked at Scry, the beginning of the Scry Bible, and they had 4 criteria for their definition of that I thought was worth calling out. It's sold in boosters and starters. It's not really. You can't make a few purchases and acquire a set. It's a little harder than that. You have your own deck, and is it marketed that way? That was their 4 criteria. And typically they wanted something to pass all 4 before they put it in the main part of the price guide. Those seem like reasonable criteria to me.
Yeah, short and sweet. Keep it tight.
Yeah, pretty close to what I would use to say. Yeah. I think I would add though that the cards should be the primary component. They can't be secondary.
Yeah, because we'll get to that towards the end. Where we got like Mage Knight and Hero Clicks and shit like that have the same concept but aren't cards.
Yeah.
So, just collectible trading pieces, plastics.
Yeah, I guess
Dice.
components, collectible game components.
Yeah.
Not a standalone game, and cards are not the primary component of the game.
Or any at all. Like Hero Clicks, does it even have? I'm not even sure.
Well, some of them have some randomized cards that tack on. Yeah, selling some shit. So, but we pretty much, most people agree enough-ish on what that is. So, expandables, I think you can define that as it's non-randomized content. And I believe most people would say typically it has a core set. So you have a bigger purchase that may have some accessories and other shit. And then your expansions would be smaller, probably decks. Just cards you would buy to add on to that and keep building onto the game content. But you always know what you're buying when you buy it. Yeah, I think that's really all for that definition. So some examples. Game of Thrones is now one of those. Android Netrunner is one of those, if it's even still around.
I don't think it is.
It was before it died.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, Legend of the Five Rings, Doomtown. Those are all examples of expandable games. Most or all of them might actually be living card games, because that's Fantasy Flight's trademarked, what do we say?
Proprietary term.
Proprietary, yeah.
The expandable side.
Yeah, it just means fucking expandable.
And apparently their version says it comes out monthly, so if they skip a month, it's now a dead game.
Yeah.
And it's in our realm.
Maybe I just saw people fighting for that definition. I don't know.
It doesn't fucking matter. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's an expandable game. It's fixed content. It's no longer randomized.
Fuck your copyright garbage on shit like that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, in all those games we mentioned previously, all of those started out as collectible card games. You know, randomized boosters, starters, and rarities, built your decks, and all the other stuff that goes with it. They all transitioned to a expandable model, living card game, whatever you want to call it. And most of those are dead now. On top of that, again, so a lot of those have died twice.
Yeah, we're on the back. Fuckers fell over dead again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in all cases, I think I would probably prefer when they were CCGs, but we'll see.
Yeah, we haven't explored a lot of these games on either side, so it'd be hard to tell. We talked about any of these? We haven't even talked about any of these on on our channel. So
we have some will be soon, but we haven't yet.
Yeah, Doomtown will be the one upcoming that we'll be moving into. On both, you have one of the living side, right? Or
yeah, we have both.
So we will have examples of both sides, and
actually, Reloaded's behind me.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The big core set.
And we recently picked up in a hall that I don't know when you're going to see that. Maybe before this, or after this. Who the fuck knows? At some point in time, you'll see our big secondary hall where we got a lot of Doomtown stuff. So
yeah,
on the CCG side.
Customizable is a term you can use for some of these, but it's much more generic. I wouldn't call this a genre. It's just a part of the definition, but that's the part that means, of course, you can tweak your deck. Right?
Yeah, but the deck or all the cards are fixed to begin with, and you just choose from what comes with it. Correct?
You could use it that way. I'm thinking just more generic than that. If a game's customizable, you can tweak your deck. Period. Fixed deck is the one we were struggling with. I couldn't think of good examples. But a game that would only be sold in decks, you know what you're getting. Not exactly the same as expandable, because it's not a base game you're building on. Games that are only available in decks. And then that'd be a part of if you can customize the deck or not.
Right. Well, yeah. If you use that definition, then Keyforge will automatically fall into that because you can't do anything. You open the fucking thing and it's what it is.
Yeah.
The other example we have that we talked about in another video recently is these brawl decks. They're more of a what the fuck do we call it? Real time
card game.
Real time card game, not collectible, not really. I mean, it's in the same vein, but not collectible or really any of these. It wouldn't fit any of these except for this fixed deck stuff. It's whatever the deck is. You get every card in that's gonna be the same every single time. Whatever deck you buy, there's no change in it.
Yeah.
Keyforge, the deck you get is the deck you have, and you have to play with it as it is. But every deck you get is completely different than any other ones you ever get. I don't know that there's even a possibility to ever get a duplicate deck. If there is, the odds are so low you'll never find one personally.
Yeah, and retail they're blind too, so that adds a twist that you could make a case that's collectible, but not customizable.
Yeah.
So that's a weird one. Keyforge is a weird one.
Keyforge is a bunch of hot garbage in my opinion. And did we find on Kickstarter this dickhead's doing another game?
Yeah, Soulforge
that's almost exactly the same except it's half decks now.
Yeah, you can mix two random decks together.
Because people realized pretty quickly, it took about a year, maybe two, that Keyforge was kind of a piece of shit because you had to handicap whoever had the shitty deck so hard that why the fuck are you even playing the game?
I'm more forgiving than you are. I enjoyed it, but
the gameplay, I don't have a problem with the gameplay, but don't try to. The whole trying to make it random and have tournaments where you have to handicap somebody so hard just to even play a game that. Why are you even playing?
You just don't like people named Richard. You're fucking biased.
I am.
I get it.
Fuck Richards. All Richards. They're all dicks to me. So, Dick, what's next?
Next on the dick list. Shared deck game. No, I'm skipping around. Fuck. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Shared deck game. So,
we have a script in front of us.
Yeah.
we can break that fourth wall and tell you what's in front of us.
Oh, here's what's in front of you right now.
Oh, shit.
Dragonstorm is one of those. Banemaster is one, and I believe Supernova is one. So, there might be randomized booster content, but somebody in the game, you're either exclusively playing from a shared deck or you're rotating decks. It's not everybody brings their own deck.
Yeah.
Board games, there's a lot of fucking games that blur the line of, they're all cards. But if it's fixed, and if it's not a deck and it doesn't feel like a CCG gameplay, then I'm, go board game most of the time.
Yeah, especially if every board game you buy is exactly the same anyway. I mean, it's a board and it's got cards, but the cards are all the same no matter which one you buy. Then, even if you have to build your own deck out of it, it's still a board game. But even especially if it's sold in a big old box. I mean, we mentioned on our example, Final Wars, it's pushing that.
Yeah, that's on the line.
Yeah. And there's ones that blur the line. That's fine. We don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, another component you could throw in there would be they're abstract or not. CCGs are not abstract. They have a theme laid on top of game rules. When you get to something like Uno, that's numbers and colors, that's obviously you're not going to confuse that with a CCG. They're never abstract. It's never just numeric or... there's always a theme overlaid onto a game. So non-card collectible games, some of these I find intriguing, but Disc Wars is one. Dice Masters is one we'll be opening some of soon. Dragon Dice I own some of. Clout is one I'm excited about, but stupidly I don't know why. Randomized poker chips you're collecting.
I like poker too, though, man. So I mean,
maybe we'll just play cards with them, with elves and shit on there.
Sure.
You already mentioned the miniatures games earlier.
Yeah, Mage Knight and HeroClix, which I think is a version. HeroClix is Mage Knights, or Mage Knights is HeroClix, or whatever.
I don't know.
I've got some of those as well. Got a bunch of sealed stuff of that shit. I don't know. I'm sure people like it. I'm sure it's great. Once you get out of that 2D plane, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I've never dabbled in it much, but it's related enough that I might wander over there at some point.
Yeah, I probably won't.
The digital space is certainly one I've wandered into and jumped out and trying to stay out of.
Yeah, and I've played both of our examples, but not to the extent that Richard has. Fuck, I mean, and it's hard for me to care enough because I mean, in most cases, really, to win, you have to spend money. You don't have to spend money, but if you want to really get good, you really got to spend money, and it's on digital cards.
Yeah, that's kind of painful.
That goes into the NFT stuff too. I don't fucking want digital garbage.
No. We actually didn't mention what the names were, though, the digital ones.
I guess.
Hearthstone's the big one, right? Eternal's the one I've spent a lot of time in and finally pulled myself away from because I would just wind up playing when I was supposed to be doing everything else.
And I played both of those. Not to any great extent. And the gameplay was great. I like the gameplay a lot. I don't know. After 20 games of each, I was kind of done. I just didn't want to care anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas I could look at physical cards all fucking day long, all fucking day.
Yep. Mm.
And as soon as we turn this video off, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start looking at fucking cards.
Grab some cards.
Yep.
There's one more. Deck builders. We are very new to these. I just now really understood and learned what it meant. So I may eventually get a copy of Dominion. Looked like the base game is $30 and it's got hundreds and hundreds of cards. It's a big set. But I thought it was everybody sits down and builds a deck before they play. No, building a deck is a component of the gameplay, if not the gameplay. So you start out with a few weak cards, and then you acquire cards as you're playing the game, and you continually build up your deck and become more powerful. Cool sounding concept. We own one, High Command, we haven't played.
We have a review out there that probably will be up for this one, so it might be out there already.
Of that?
Yep.
Well, I didn't know.
Well, we have an opening.
Opening.
I'm sorry, I said review. I lied. It's just an opening showing contents and shit.
We open them like, look, cards, and didn't really know what the fuck to say.
Yeah, so it's about 3 minutes. Actually, it's probably about 12 minutes because we just ramble. We get to drinking and we start rambling. That's what we do.
That happens. All right. I think we've tapped this one out. So those are some game types. Those are certainly not all. And we don't give a fuck really what the definitions are. But,
and most of what we do is going to follow in the first one we said anyway. So the last 13 minutes didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Most of what you'll see on this channel is going to be collectible trading card games. We will dabble in the other stuff. And we didn't mention, in the expandable part, we didn't mention Illuminati from back in 83.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're watching this late, you get a bonus Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson.
Yeah, just want to give them their props that they had a base game and they made it expandable and created some expansion sets back in 83 before any of this shit was a thing.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about being ahead of the fucking game. Good Lord. 83? I'm still in diapers, son.
Yeah. Well, how we do on that one?
Good enough.
Yeah, buddy.